All right, another project this morning. We are in process. I'll turn around to show you what we done got started on. We are cutting this humongous bank back, and I'm trying to get some slope on it so it don't cave off. But this is a sandy type dirt, no guarantees. We've hit some rock up here, which is good. It's stabilized. You don't want to undermine those, but he's definitely gonna have to clear the trees off on top of this. He's gonna be putting a building or something here, and we're just gonna get the slope down. And he is supposed to be with his skid steer moving dirt once I lay it out. But right now I'm trying to get it roughed in and get me a bench that I can set on, so I'm not reaching so far above me, because the embankment can cave off, especially when you got this mixture of rock. There ain't nothing stable in a sheared cut bank. And all of those trees there, I'm going to reach up, so I want to get above or higher than I am, excuse me, where I can throw them trees off that embankment and not take a chance of them coming back on my machine. And of course we got a power line right here behind us that we're having to deal with also. And then of course we got a septic tank down here in front of us. Can we have any more obstacles? But in or out, just being super cautious. I got a decent little old pine right there I've got to throw down here in a few minutes, but I'm trying, like I said, get my bench up to where I'm high enough to where it's a little bit safer. Bank cave off and slide my machine off on that drop behind me. It's ridiculous to even think about doing something silly. We'll plug away here. Maybe some of this video might be a little more exciting. I'm trying to filter through some of my job that be a little bit mundane to me. I know they will be for y'all. So. And all I'm doing now is combing this bank off and just making me a shelf for my machine to set on. Right now I'm about 8 foot higher than originally, and he was attempting to do this with a skid steer, and of course that's never an option when it comes to an embankment like this above you. So we're thankful we got to come in here and assist on this to keep him getting in trouble. It don't take but a minute. You done said, what have I done? And all I'm doing there is trying to rake off some topsoil, get some of that root mat, separate it a little bit. A little topsoil clay mix ain't gonna hurt in this application. I just don't like root mat in backfield. It's typically you'll have settling or movement or whatever. See that bank how it does? Watch this. This is what happens. See that whole chunk? And that chunk can be 20, 30 foot flaking off at one time. I explained that to him because he was in process of renting his own, but renting a machine and attempting this himself, and very unfamiliar with machinery, not being ugly, but we've done this a lick or two. And with that being said, that's why I'm still extremely cautious. It don't take but a minute, you know. Either lost a machine or extremely damaged one. top of it, you get the feather down on all sides at the same time. If you try to push dirt in on one side, you push it off. He's glued it, screwed it, concreted it. There ain't no sense of taking no chances. I did have a rock or two roll down a while ago. Moving around too bad. Let's see what kind of rock we got here. Probably a mess. Oh, hello. There she comes. Look at that. If it had been on the skid steer right there under that, that'd come right down on it. If we can get a good rocky strip like I've just run down through that tooth, see it right there? If I could get that, that would be wonderful, because the chances of that moving ain't nothing like this old sandy soil. That sandy soil, you just look at it and it'll flake off with a good rainstorm. You definitely don't want that down on a little building or a house or whatever. And I think maybe 3 more foot back on that top, maybe we'll start sloping. gotta comb it out and separate it. Sledgehammer and a wedge.